Ninja here, and before I get into this exclusive E3 gameplay of me playing The Crew 2, I just want to say quickly that this video is in fact sponsored by Ubisoft. They flew me out to play the game, and I'm super thankful for having that opportunity because the game is definitely a new experience. It's something different and a huge step in the right direction for The Crew. And before I talk about my gameplay, I just want you guys to know that this game is still currently a work in progress. That means whatever you see in my gameplay is not final, because the game is still under development for the entire year until early 2018. We don't even have an official release date yet, but we do know that the game is planned to be released in early 2018. There's also going to be a beta coming soon for The Crew 2, so if you're interested and you want to try out the game, you can sign up for the beta by clicking the link in the description below. So one of the biggest things that makes the game unique and different is the ability to play with different vehicle types. It's not just a street racing game. You can do street races with cars or bikes, you can race in the air with planes, you can race underwater with boats, and even go off-roading with a buggy or a dirt bike. There is just a lot to do in the world this time. There is a lot of freedom in the game, and that's what I like the most. The total freedom you get in such a huge world is awesome. Like it's an amazing feeling to have. Being in free roam, you can just change into a boat, plane, or car on the spot easily. This opens up the way you just play and travel and explore the world. Like if you get sick of driving in the city, you can just easily switch into a plane and start flying around, or switch into a boat and get around the water. There are a lot of unique challenges to do for each vehicle type all over the world. You can free roam with friends and just start up a challenge easily on the map, join each other, and race from the free roam session. It's super simple and easy to get in a lobby or a race with other people. One thing that was added into the game that I think is a very cool little detail that I haven't seen any other game do is having to go up to the starting grid to begin the race. This gives you more of a build up to the race and some time rather than the average 3, 2, 1 go and you're off. I know a lot of people are going to call this game a racing game, even I'm calling it a racing game, but with all the different types of vehicles to play from and the freedom you get in The Crew 2, the best way to classify this game, in my opinion, would be to call it a action racing motorsport game, because there's just so much to do than just street racing. During street races, you have to use the map for your advantage and take shortcuts to get the lead. With boat and off-road races, you have to be extremely careful on how you play, because it all depends on the route you take during the race. You would think it's easy to race in water, but it actually isn't. In the swamp race, for example, you have to dodge trees, you gotta turn sharp, you gotta pick the best route. During an off-road race, you have to be extremely careful not to lose control or go down the wrong way. Even during race challenges, there is a lot of freedom, and it really matters how you go through the world. I know a lot of you guys are going to be wondering about the handling. The handling for the vehicles is really good. Even for planes and boats, the handling is realistic. It's good. And that's what makes the races challenging, because you need to know how to handle your vehicle well throughout the world. I also forgot to mention, you guys probably already noticed it, but just like in the first Crew game, you have the entire US to free roam around and do challenges in. The map is also redesigned from the first game, so it looks a lot better and more realistic. Since this is only a work in progress, we were only able to play in the New York City area, but just the amount of detail in that little section of the map, just New York City, the game is honestly crazy. Like the world, the detail, the map, it looks amazing. The game definitely looks good. I'm actually impressed with the graphics and detail for such a big open world game. If they're able to put so much detail into New York, imagine how the world's going to look like when they're finished. One of the coolest things in the game is the Live Extreme Series race, where you switch vehicle types throughout the city in the middle of the race. This makes it a true action motorsports game. Seeing the world just warp in front of you while you're switching into a different vehicle to continue racing is just, it's crazy. I wish I could have played the game all day and night. I had a lot of fun playing The Crew 2, but I only got the chance to capture it for a few hours. It was definitely a new experience. The Crew 2 is not your average street racing game. Ubisoft is taking it to the next level.